What do you think caused it to start happening?
Like, just me, I don't know, because Emery has always, like, experienced and, like, seen these things. Like, Brandon's even, like, seen something at our place.
House, yeah.
And, like, I never, like, experienced anything. Like, I think at the last podcast I talked about being at a retreat with my school, my Catholic school, and one of my friends was like, yeah, no, there was literally a ghost right behind you, and you didn't feel it? You didn't feel anything? You didn't feel cold? I'm like, no, I don't see, or I did not see or feel anything until this year, when I think it started with, I was just taking a nap, and both Emma and Lord already left the house, and I was like, all right, they're gone, whatever, I'm just gonna sleep for like a little bit and then go back to work, and I felt like a whoosh. Like I felt like, but a whoosh, a whoosh.
Here comes again.
A whoosh.
Here comes again.
What's that?
So you're playing basketball?
Yes.
That's swish. That's swish. That's swish. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
So I felt this like kind of like gust of like a breeze, but like the door was closed, none of the windows were open, and the air was off. So I'm like, are they here? Like it could have been them just walking past me. But I'm like, but no one's here. So I just went back under my blanket. I'm like, I'm gonna continue my nap. And then I think about a couple weeks later, it was at night. We were all asleep, and then I just felt like a hand on, because like our sleeping arrangement was Emery's in the middle, Lauren's on one side, and I'm on the other side. So like no one's on my left side, but like I just felt like something like this, like just touching my left arm, like with like a significant amount of pressure.
No consent?
No consent at all, as I was asleep.
2024.
And I know, right? And then I looked over. I'm like, okay, that's Emery. Lauren's over there. I'm like, I'm just not gonna look this way. And I'm not gonna look. I'm just gonna. Emery, give me your arm. Give me your arm. I was just like, I felt touched. And then I think at the same time,
Oh, the same night.
Lauren
experienced something.
Lauren saw something on her side of it. I'm like,
Yeah. Lauren, I think, saw someone just like crouched down, like looking at her with the what was your Squid Games mask, the triangle.
Oh.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
What?
that's what she saw.
I mean, was she watching?
It's just you.
we weren't.
Sorry, were you watching?
No, we were watching Good Place, I think, before that.
That's pretty Squid Game-ish.
No,
That's Squid Game-ish.
Go shit, whatever. The Squid Game part, that's concerning. Like,
Yeah.
Well, she,
Yeah,
she
what does that
did
mean?
do a Squid Game
Yeah.
set with
Well,
gore.
here's the thing. Because the joke is, whenever we see ghosts, they're typically like old, like Victorian or whatever. But this is like a modern ghost.
yeah.
This is like-
2024 ghost.
Yeah, fashion. They have fashion.
Here's
Yeah.
a cosplayer.
This
It's
is
a
like
cosplayer.
it's like a millennial ghost. Like that's
Yeah.
scary.
It transformed itself to look like something Lauren could relate to.
I just wanted to
Yeah.
be like, why can't it ever be like Britney Spears and like she's just there and she's like, oh yeah.
It's a burlesque ghost.
Yeah.
Why not? Oh, Brandon. Hello, like.
Why do I like this?
You start doing the choreography.
I know, right? Like that's.
Yeah. That'd be so cool.
I'm like, oh my god.
I've been possessed by Britney.
You said you wanted to dance for me. Now's your chance.
Right.
Perform, Brandon.
Transforming puppet.
Perform, Brandon. Perform.
Yeah, because what? Here's the thing though. Like both of them have never experienced anything of that
Until we moved in with
until
you.
they moved in with me.
Wow.
So it's your fault.
It's you.
It's your fault.
So your fault.
It's you.
I've always seen a whole bunch of stuff.
We found the fruit.
But also,
The
like
egg.
last year, I think I've already shared this with some of you guys. So, my mom, my brother, my siblings, and I went to go visit my mom last year. That was the first time we've all been in the same room. And this one night, my siblings and I was like, I think mom's a witch.
Just so like
Blur
very
it
bad.
out.
Hold on.
Like, wait a minute.
How'd you get
because,
there?
Like, we experienced stuff, and then like because my brother had seen her like holding a candle, like a black candle, looking at a picture. the whole necklace thing.
Oh.
She played with the
Brujeria.
She messed with the Ouija
You
board and all this
remember
stuff
which?
in her
Oh, this
teenage
number.
years.
Oh my god, I thought you mispronounced the word.
No, no.
Sometimes.
On the next
And
episode.
my mom.
my grand uncle is also a shaman. So, yeah, that word. So,
Arbolario.
yeah, so
A faith healer.
we decided like we're gonna confront her, and then like not confront her like a fucking
Right,
Ghost
wait,
trials.
Did they have
Wait.
torches? Like, come
Scarlet.
on, with torches?
Get them
No,
Maybe that's what
we're
the
just
grandma
sharing
paid for.
stories, and then my brother just dropped. Are you a witch?
Still?
And my mom's like, yeah.
Whoa!
It's just we have it in the family.
Exorcisms?
No.
I was like, what?
We could feel it. It's run in our family.
Ah, see? Witch.
We think you're a witch.
I am.
See?
That's so
That's,
Eh?
that's very interesting.
I mean, that's like wholesome.
like,
Because it kind of confirms like the bad behavior, but two, it kind of like adds to some of the experiences I've had growing up, and my sister. Because when she was little, there was a young spirit that she would always see, another like young ghost, and she would have him at. It was one of those things with the scary movies. It was your imaginary friend. But
Oh, yeah,
she
yeah,
was
yeah,
talking to someone there, and then my mom said that there's like a little kid that likes to play around here, and I don't know if I shared it on this podcast, but I've talked to that kid. Like I accidentally astral projected because
oh,
because have I told the story to some of you guys already?
Not on the most recent Halloween podcast.
Okay, and so for the Halloween podcast, I feel I've shared the story a million times. I experienced sleep paralysis more than the average person. I would say like once every quarter.
Same. You said same.
Yeah. You too.
He
looked at me too.
There's a dog here, by the way. So.
They're like,
Joey's
some dude in the corner. I don't know.
right.
So, excuse me. With this one time, or usually when I experience sleep paralysis, it's kind of spooky. Like you feel like there's a dark spirit there. Like I usually feel like an evil presence of like when I hear a growl. Like that.
Oh, in your ear?
No, because usually it's like at the corner,
Here?
or other times it's like, on my neck.
Oh, yeah? Like right here?
Right.
I love when they do it like right here.
It doesn't sound like
Same.
me at your guys' house.
But anyway,
Brandon, sleep over at our house?
No, I'm okay.
for this one, and I get to a point where I'm getting used to like, oh shit, I'm gonna get sleep paralysis again. Like I'm sleeping,
Oh,
and
shit.
I wake up and I'm like, oh, I'm not moving. Fuck.
Here we go again.
Yeah, and then for this one, I felt it. It usually goes from like the bottom of my feet, and I feel the tingles going all the way to my body. I'm like, fuck, I gotta move. Move. And I move. You know, like I don't know if you guys have experienced it, like in sleep paralysis, you try to move, and then when you move, you're awake. For this one, I'm like, move. I moved, but I look, I'm like, that's my body. And it's like,
Not you yet. Yeah.
What?
He's like, yeah.
He's like, oh, he's in it. He's like, I get it.
He's like, I'm following you. I got you.
he's actively.
I'm in the room with you. I got you.
So, but I see my body, and I'm like this, like the whole Doctor Strange shit. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like, and then this is like not too long before that, I had watched Insidious, so I'm like, ah, hell.
Oh no.
I'm not about to let someone take my body.
Body snatch.
Get in. And
You like
then-
hit a freeze.
Yeah. Like,
Stupid.
I'm like,
Wait a minute, I could do 2000s.
so as I'm trying to do that, to my lower right side, like at the near the corner of my mom's bed, I hear someone say, "What you doing there?" And I look, and it's about the size of a 12-year-old no face. It was like a mannequin head. But I didn't feel afraid. I felt like I really felt like, oh, this is a kid. Like you felt that, you know, when you see a kid, like there's that little like, oh, I ain't gonna worry about this kid. Knock him out. They try to
I'll punch you.
So, but like,
That's your first. To defend, you just punch a kid. That's kind of fair though.
You're a
but like you know that like
Not at that point.
you don't feel
Oh, okay.
you don't immediately feel threatened by a
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah,
You,
That's true.
feel the innocence and the joy that they still have.
Or had.
Had.
But this one,
Left of it.
still felt joyous. It felt warm, and then I responded like, yeah, I'm just trying to get back into my body. But as I was doing that, like as I was responding, I physically felt my mouth moving as well. Like, because I tell the story more and more, I don't know if more memories are coming back about it, but I remember
trying to, like,
trying
pick
to
out things.
pick out things. But I remember talking to it, and then the spirit was like, yeah, I can see that you're not doing a very good job you're trying to get back to your body.
That's when you punched her.
Yeah.
Sounds like a
Yeah.
That's when you punched her.
That's where you should have punched him.
Like, you know what? This body's mine.
You just let him say that to you.
Yeah.
You took that.
Right?
You just took that.
So listen, you know what you're messing with?
And then he, after that, the kid was like, yeah, it's my birthday today. You want to come hang out and play? And I'm like, no, I think I'm just gonna try to figure this out and how to like get back in my body. I'm like, sure, okay. And then just proceeds to skip to the right, and then the wall is like literally right here. It skips through the wall, and I'm like, okay, try to get back in. And then I woke up. I'm like, that was the fucking coolest like experience I've ever had, like in terms of sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
So
That's not cool. That's scary. I'd be like, you have no face. How are you talking?
Did you feel like more quote unquote alive as you were astral projecting, or like how did that feel? Lighter. Yeah.
I felt, I guess, a little bit of airiness, almost like a good night's sleep.
So great.
Yeah.
great.
I felt great.
Felt
Yeah.
awesome.
Pretty good.
What's that?
What's that like? What's a great night's sleep?
So that's the closest way.
Haven't
Yeah,
had one.
in terms of describing that, yeah, I never actually had really thought about it. I just remember like I still feel myself, except I'm rested. Yeah.
What's that?
So
Yeah, right.
I don't know what that's.
yeah, I mean, Deshay, one of our members, like he thinks it's a superpower.
It is
I
superpower.
should try to harness it. I'm like, I don't know if I want to learn how to astral project. So,
That'd be cool.
like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go visit my mom real quick.
He just
As soon as I could.
And just go to astral project to Wisconsin.
Wait, guys, I need to check on my mom.
That just reminds me of Ace Ventura when he astral projects. And he's
Oh my god.
That just reminds me of that. That would be me. Like everybody would be like, I'm gonna go see the Dalai Lama. Like, what's going on? It's a monkey friend over there. Like, I don't know.
That's funny.
Well, that is scary. I don't know if that'd be cool for me. I'm sorry. I would be like, ah, and he'd be like, hey, buddy. I'd be like, ah. Like, I don't know. I
The
wouldn't
ghost
be-
is screaming too.
Why are we screaming?
I don't know.
You're dead. I know. have you ever had sleep paralysis then?
No.
Okay, that
Knock
makes a
on
difference.
wood.
Yeah, that makes a
Especially
difference.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Would.
Because
That's real wood.
I feel like with sleep paralysis, if you've had it, it's like one of those things where it's like once you know you are able to identify it, it just becomes a normal thing.
Yeah.
It sucks.
yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but it's just one of those things where it's like, oh shit, okay.
I know.
Gotta stay
'cause- Well, I had it a little bit growing up, but the most daunting experience I had was 2 years ago. So I never have my eyes open, thank God. But I just know I can't move and I'm awake, and the only thing I can control is my breathing. So that's how I get myself awake. As I just take like giant deep breaths, and I'll eventually wake up. But 2 years ago, like you said, it was like growling, and I was laying on my side, and like there was this growling, like as if someone was just like talking to me like this, like right in front of my face. It was growling, and I'm like, okay, this is too close for me.
Back to myself.
Personal space.
Move. No,
Bubble.
thank you.
Consent.
Yeah. So
You're
they're
in
just
my
gurgling, and I'm trying to like think like, oh, like I can't speak, but I'm thinking the words like, "You're too close," like, you know, chill out. But then I'm trying to like decipher what they're saying, and then I don't know how somehow the gurgling eventually morphs into like this voice saying I'll always protect you, which is like how poetic is that? It was like, and I think it was like a relative that I have that's still alive, by the way. I'm like, why did I hear their voice?
Maybe
I don't
it's
know.
just,
They
maybe it's just an
astral
image.
projected.
of it.
They were
They
astral
astral
projected,
projected,
yeah. But
Huh.
It's very,
Yes,
it's
it was
very
really cool.
haunting of Hill
Wait,
House.
that's kind of an interesting
and
thought.
yeah, and then I was, but they were saying in a laughing way, which was kind of like, I don't know, why are you laughing? Like what? Yeah, no. But I was like, then I could hear myself vocalize words like, oh, like thanks, I guess, and I was laughing with them, but it was just really creepy at first, and I was like, okay,
What if it
thanks.
was a mimic and it wasn't your kind of
It could,
was something
yeah, it
different?
could be a mimic, yeah, but I didn't feel like I was in danger, but it was definitely like,
Yes. Oh, this is growling right now.
he thinks
He's growling over there right now.
you in danger, girl.
Consent.
You
Consent.
in danger.
Yeah. Because you made me like just imagine a possibility. Like, what if like the growling? There's still the veil of language.
It's the yeah.
Like, they're trying to say something to you, but you can't because you're still in like the quote unquote human realm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that my astral projection just happened to. I happened to just break it. And I'm like, oh, it's normal here.
Yeah, I didn't feel like I was in danger, but it was definitely like of getting used to like, oh, this is scary. Like leaving the veil is what's the scary thing. Yeah.
I've definitely not done that.
I mean, my
You guys are on some crazy.
my most recent,
What is wrong with Daniel?
sleep paralysis story was earlier this year, I think. Lauren and Max in the middle. And I was propped up. I just wanted to sleep, leaning up.
I think you were coughing.
Oh yeah.
You've been coughing. Yeah.
So, so I woke up in the middle of the night and looked down. It's just dark, and then the next thing I know, I hear a.
Phasmophobia
No.
shit.
I don't like
And
that.
then it goes from here usually, and I hear it. all over my
You
body.
hear it or you feel
Like
it?
I feel it.
Oh, okay.
Imagine
I
what
was like,
sleep paralysis.
That'd be
That's,
scary.
that's me giving it sound effects. But imagine the way
Oh.
sleep paralysis.
Okay, they want to add it in post.
So like,
wait, actually, you saying that, I did have an experience like that in high school. Like I was in paralysis and
It's
I
like
felt like a
prickles.
breath,
yeah.
but that was it.
Like the way I don't know how it is for you, but when I experience sleep paralysis, I hate the feeling. It's because like it's like your whole body is like your foot is numb and you're trying to like wake it up. That's your whole my body the whole time. Really,
Yeah.
yeah, it just sucked. I don't like how it feels. But for this one, as I came, I was like, oh, and I was like trying to yell. In that moment, I was like saying, "Help me! Help me! Help me! Help me!"
He was gurgling.
But she heard me as.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
And then she just turned around. The minute she hugged me, it was like a full body release. I'm like, and then I'm like, but for sure, but at that time, like, I was awake.
Yeah, your eyes were
as
open.
it happened. Like it wasn't me waking up and it was a dream. Like no, I was awake as when it happened.
I just thought you had a bad dream as you were crying.
Yeah. So.
Hey, you bitch.
The only time, the,
Crazy.
Damn.
I think I said this in another podcast, but the only time I've ever woken up saying something from my dream and then saying it in real life was when I was really stressed working at Starbucks and I was getting trained and I yelled out an order.
Oh no.
That is so real though.
I remember like
macchiato. We're
and
so
I was living at home with my parents at the time, so I remember I was like, mocha frappuccino. I like yelled it out loud, and I I just burst it out of me, and I was like, what the and then my mom like, you can hear footsteps in the door open. She's like,
Did you say frappuccino?
what's wrong? And I was like, I don't
Did you order
know. She's like,
frappuccino?
Did you say frappuccino? And I was like, I think so. And she's like, oh my god, go to bed. And I was like, okay. But that's the only time I've ever said like,
Go to bed.
She's like concerned, like, oh my god, are you
Frappuccino?
talking about coffee?
Think about, go to bed, damn it. Because that's the only time. And it was so funny because it like,
Frappuccino.
you were like squeeze the bottom of your toothpaste from the very bottom and you're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was me. I was like, oh, frappuccino. Like, it came out.
That's how it is.
I guess my recent ghost fantasma.
Oh.
I sent one here. I sent one
timing.
here.
You don't want to
That's
hear it. He doesn't want to hear it.
timing.
He
It's a
doesn't wanna
dog.
hear it.
Yes, go ahead.
I hate this.
Not once for yes.
I know, right?
2 times for no.
You just hear Peter Pan
A,
with the
B,
nails.
C, D.
So it was about retreat actually. That was the last time.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, son of a bitch.
So at retreat, we were. Oh, it was the prompts I think of.
It was like during the reflections.
Reflections.
Yeah, reflection of yourself. So everybody kind of had their eyes closed and just kind of like thinking of certain reflection questions that are things that Emery had said. And I remember being bored, just want to make sure everybody's having a good time and everybody's participating. I know, baby. So I was like looking around, and I remember, and I already told Ryan, sorry, Ryan, but like I was in the corner and I could see the whole room, and there was a shadow that was kind of near, well, right behind Ryan, and it was very dark, like as if it was me casting a shadow or like somebody next to me. So I was kind of looking, and I was like, first of all, how is there such a bright light that is causing that dark of a shadow? 1, 2, who's moving? Because you're not supposed to be moving.
Yeah.
So
Like,
right now,
we're supposed to be sitting still with our
right
eyes
now, I
closed.
was mad. I was like, who is walking around? And then I was like,
This-
Director Brandon was out.
right? And the director was in me was like, what's happening? So I was like, that's
Who's ruining the experience?
nothing. And then it kind of moved, and I was like, oh, there's nothing there. Okay, well,
Oh,
there's
sorry.
that. And I was
Anyway.
like,
Good
okay.
luck.
And then another time, same time, like around the same activity, I saw it against the curtains, like going from my corner to that corner, but like against the curtains, a shadow. And I was like, damn it, there's it again. And I was like, well, now that's definitely like not a person. There's definitely like something. I didn't feel bad. I didn't feel like it was dangerous, but it was absolutely there when we were all kind of like heads down, eyes closed.
Crying.
Like it was just around. I was like, okay. And then I remember I saw it, and then I locked eyes with Emroy. So I was like watching it when it walked this way, and I went, and then he looked and he goes, like, are you okay? And I was like, and he's like, what? And he goes, I was like, he's like, and then he said that he felt something after that.
I felt it do this, like it grabbed my shoulder. Like,
He was just reaching
it's
out
like-
and touching.
And it was like, let's walk over here
He
now.
wanted to join.
Because I felt like hands here and my hair standing up from like.
I wanted to give you a massage.
What are you saying?
Yeah.
I was like, because
He was
I was
like,
like at the corner, and I was like, then I went to the middle of the room, like, what?
Because I was like, he was like, what?
I'm actually picturing that now,
That's
like
actually really fucking.
And everyone's
from
just
where- I'm
crying.
picturing that from the POV of where I
This
was
is an
sitting.
emotional moment for people.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god.
want to be like,
Everyone's
hey
like-
guys, there's a ghost right here, right by you. Like, I don't want to say that.
Sorry, I want to take a
Let me have
pause.
attention
Take
for
a
a
pause.
second.
Let everybody cry.
This was at retreat.
Yes.
At the
As
cabin.
we were,
Yeah.
as we had our
As
eyes
everyone was
closed,
doing,
reflecting.
doing the reflections, and I walked into.
Okay.
Not to
Yeah.
gaslight you.
That
but
was
just,
me.
Wait.
That was
So,
that was me actually.
so we shared a
You were
room,
there.
right?
Yeah, we did share a room. Wait,
So-
what? You have something else?
Yes.
That's
Okay.
Oh.
So I 1000% believe in spirits and ghosts, and I feel like I feel like I get like the heebie-jeebies, and I get like this dread when there's something like
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
feel like I'm in danger, but my
Yeah, you can
body's
sense them.
alert.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it was the second night. I went to bed earlier than you did that night. And I, like, the curtain was open because it was hot in the cabin. And
Yeah.
we had
Yeah.
the fan and the door open. And I, like, turned out the lights. I, like, left the door open. I had the fan against the screen so that the room could cool down. And I was like, okay. And then I felt, like, I turned away. I also forgot we're, like, on a balcony. Like, I thought I was
Yeah.
shooting into the woods.
Yeah.
But I turned away from it, and I felt like, I was like there's something. I got really anxious, and I was like, no, like, no. And I, like, quickly, like, turned off the
My
fan,
God.
and I moved it. I closed the window, and then I closed the curtains and all that, and I locked it, and I tried to make sure that it was locked.
Mhm.
And I still felt like, kind of like, because then the lights were still off, and I was like, I'm gonna die. Like, I feel like I'm gonna die
Oh my
right now.
God.
Like,
Sucks.
if I just, like, what if, like, a wolf just comes in and, like, eats me, right?
Oh
Like,
my
it just,
gosh.
my brain just kept going. But I totally felt something, so I kept all the lights on. I was like, fucking- But I,
The lights were on. We shared a room,
Yes.
by the way, so we were in the same room. So,
yeah.
yeah.
So when you got it, but that's why the lights were on.
Night
Because I was
one.
scared.
Night one, the TV.
Oh my
Oh,
god! Yeah, that's right. Night one,
Oh, yeah.
like when we went to our cabin, the TV was on.
Baby bear.
Oh.
and then not everything was off. Like when we
And you
checked,
kept it
was
locked.
off all
Didn't
the time,
somebody
so-
see someone like crouching outside?
Yeah, baby bear. Outside of baby bear, you saw that. You said you saw.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw
By our
someone
window.
crouching at the window, like by our window. I had
Sorry.
I had a.
It was hilarious.
So
the whole time.
I was watching Emroy sleep.
Yeah, like night one, when I walked in, I couldn't tell if it was shadow play, but the first thing I saw was like someone like Spider-Man, like sitting, like crouching, but like just staring at us while we were sleeping,
Ew.
and we were like,
Ew.
Sorry.
I'm not gonna, because usually when I see things, and the both of them around, I'm like, I'm not gonna say shit because I don't want to amplify it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true. I am one of them.
Yeah. So that was night one, and then that experience, like I felt going back to that, I felt it like go here, like to try to guide me, or it followed me. Like, where are we going, bud? Like,
They just
on the line.
It was just like,
It was-
Ha!
It started flowing. It just needed like a base for a second. He's like,
Yeah.
let me just rest.
You didn't,
Okay, so you
you
saw
didn't
something
understand the
night
game.
one. My thing was night 2, and then you saw it night 3.
that was
Night two.
night 2.
Night
Oh,
two.
night 2.
That was night 2. Yeah. Because that was the day we did all the activities.
Yeah.
together.
That's night 3.
That's night 3. That was because we
Or
left
are we
the
going
next
like, are we going like base day
Oh, you're
0?
right.
Yeah.
I'm just glad we
Yeah.
never made the 5
Thursday
nights.
night was night 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was true.
Glad it was
Oh
a
man.
5 Nights at Freddy's.
5 nights at Freddy's.
Imagine we asked
It's
the
bears.
people and they're like, actually, yeah, like.
I would
Yeah.
like to know, yeah, if other people experience stuff.
Guys, bear.
Okay, so another thing, just I thought about it because this week, for my birthday, and hopefully my friends aren't watching this. One of my friends got me a camera, like for my house, back when I had my dog.
Like a security camera?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's like, oh, you can add a little app to your phone. You can do all of that. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. And I put it in my closet until literally this week. I gave it to my coworker
Oh.
because it's motion censored. No. No.
You just rather not deal with
There's things that sometimes pass through my house, and I feel them, and sometimes I see them. That's enough. I don't want
I
my
already
phone
know.
to constantly
Yeah.
go off of like, there's motion, there's motion, there's motion, because it said like there's a way for it to distinguish if it's a person or an animal.
Yeah.
So it was a pet camera, so it's like with my old dog Coco, it wouldn't recognize her. But if it kept going off, and I know that it's just her at the house, no, I don't want to know how many times something's walking around in my unit. So I did not use it, and it was a very nice.
You
camera.
better be paying rent.
You pay
Seriously.
rent?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I just gave it to my coworker Peter this week because I was like, he has a cat, so he felt really bad, and I was like, oh, you want to see your cat? Here, it's a nice cat. He's like, wow, this is really nice. Just because? I was like, just because. Really, I was like,
You're welcome.
I don't want to see what's in my house because I don't know if I said it on this podcast, but so it's one thing when you feel something, but you who have a dog, it's different if you feel something and then all of a sudden your dog is barking in that direction. If your like dog feels something in this same area, you know what I'm saying? Because at my old so in my apartment, my other dog, before she left, I know, baby, right?
Her name was Coco.
Before she left, I would feel things and I'd go, oh man, there's something in the kitchen. Like I can feel it. I don't see it, but I can feel it. It's like in the kitchen. And with my ex, I used to be like, there's something over there. And he's like, in the kitchen? I'm like, yeah. And then all of a sudden the dog would go, and just start growling in the corner. And I'm like, and he never really believed me until that. And then sometimes it would appear, it sounds really weird, but like there was one day that I saw almost like a ball of static, if you will. You know on TVs when they have the black
Like
and
an
white,
orb?
like that.
Well, an orb.
Yeah.
An orb.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like an orb, like static ball, and I was like watching it kind of move, and I was like, "There's something like moving around," and he was like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's over here." And I was like, "Now it's walking towards the closet. And now it's walking. Now it's coming back this way. It's coming back." And then all of a sudden, the same thing. My dog was like, and as I'm saying it, she was following what I was seeing too, and then she was growling, and he was like, "Shit, that's legit. There's something there." Yeah. And then if there'd be once in a while where I say, "Oh, there's something over there," and he's like, "Yeah," and then you hear like, and he's like,
Yeah, that's me. There's like,
Something
yeah, that's
there.
me.
You're like-
That's me. Yeah.
You're right.
1000%.
so like I know something
Thanks for
that
the
happens in my,
confirmation.
in my
Thanks.
I feel very
Ah,
validated.
fuck.
Oof.
Yeah.
Imagine it's this spirit that's been trying to like communicate with anybody, and it's like this bitch can see me.
Well, that's
Hello,
what they
hello.
say. Like
Yeah.
they say that.
Yeah.
That's why I've always, I mean, forever and a day, have been so sensitive because they say you're like a light in the dark to them because they're like, oh, you can see me, you can hear. Okay, like, oh, you can hear me, even better. You can feel me, you know. So that's
you'd be
kind of
naturally
how.
attracted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've always been attracted.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Thanks. Finally, someone sees me.
Wow.
Someone sees it as their light.
I was like, I see you, ghost. I see you.
I
In that
hear you.
voice?
I hear you and I see you.
Oh my
I
God.
validate you.
You're valid.
We all see you in this room.
So yeah, there's
Hi.
always been, I don't know, my whole life there's always been something, somewhere, somehow. I think I talked. You're newer. There's another one, spirit I used to connect to with somebody I was dating. Two of their friends had passed away, different ways.
I think you told me.
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
and that one that's the only one that I've ever felt like. I felt like a fucking medium. Like,
Yeah.
because I was like, there's something here. There's a girl. I can see this girl. She's this tall. She has this color hair. I'm feeling that she's easy and she's nice and she's protecting you. Oh, I feel there's a pain around my neck. And then I realized that that's somehow part of her death, you know? And I was like, I've never been that, except for that one spirit. And I was like, somebody record me. I'm on a fucking show right now. Like, I'm on a
Yeah.
TV show because that was wild. So from little experiences like what just happened recently to as extreme as that, it's just like all over the board of random, scary, different things. I know you're scared too, baby.
I know. Are you trying to tell them about the spirit that lives here?
Oh, is there one?
Is there one?
I think so.
Nice. They want to say something.
Yeah.
I know, right?
They're trying to
Actually.
communicate.
Anyways, come on down.
Sabrina Carpenter.
Sorry.
What if we just gave
Yeah.
them a space? What if we said, I mean,
Yeah, this is actually a ghost reading.
yeah,
Just
what if
give
we
me
say,
Yeah.
go ahead, if you need to say anything, this is your
Oh
moment.
my god, I have to edit this. How creepy would it be if I
Yeah.
heard
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Well, it's ruined
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Okay.
Don't spoil it.
So
Spoiler?
if you have anything to say,
Just
This is
whisper it
your-
into one of the mics.
this is your moment to
I'm
say
kidding.
you want to go towards either of these or those.
Or that.
Make it peak.
You're a bitch.
Whoa!
I think I heard that.
They call me a bitch.
Crazy.
He's
This is your
gonna
moment.
he's gonna
This is
forget
the
about
moment.
this and he's gonna edit it like
Wait, this is the
Where's it
moment,
called?
and
5, 6, 7, 8.
Sorry, I can't take it.
He's intensely looking at me.
There's something behind you.
Okay.
that's it. Okay.
Anyway.
Dude,
Um,
imagine if that was a thing. Maybe that's what he's
It
barking
could
at.
be,
It could be
yeah.
FOMO.
Yeah.
It could be a spirit.
He's just like,
I don't know.
He's like in the corner, just like, shut the fuck up.
I mean,
shut
I
the
know
fuck
they're
up.
I know they're cats and they're just weird, but like, have your cats ever just like kind of stared at like one spot for a little too
Oh,
long, like
absolutely.
suspiciously?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like that.
There are times where I feel like there's something in my room and my cat's also just looking over there. I'm like, I feel it.
It's like that's just a
No.
little sus that they're staring at one spot for too long. I know they're just little weirdos. I know you have an orange cat and they're all just
Yeah. So I do have an orange cat and a fluffy dark one, both related. The fluffy one is actually the insane one. The orange one is a sweet little angel baby. But
He is.
yeah, they, as you know, cat behavior goes, they definitely do look at things and like I'm already feeling a presence in the room and I'm like, okay. You know, I'm not like, it's not my business. Like they just see something, I see something. But actually, I talked about this a few weeks ago. I definitely, when it comes to seeing ghosts, I don't see them when I'm awake. It's in my dreams.
Ooh, that's
Ooh.
even worse.
Yeah.
No,
You
it's
can't get
really
away.
chill.
Can't get away.
I mean, you can always like track that down to like, oh, that's just your memories and it's just your brain doing brain things. But so it was like September 18th of 2020 when one of my cats had to be put down with shit cancer. It was very heartbreaking for my family. It was, and this was like 8 a.m. I was in and out of sleep. But my sister, she's like, I thought I heard a cat because we have cats right now. She's like, I thought I heard a cat outside your door, but I looked and there was nothing there because the cats we have now were over there. Like I could see them. And at that time, I was asleep, and in my dream, my cat that passed away, I was just like scratching her head. It was really cute, you know. And so she saw my cat that passed away, and as I was asleep at the same time, I was dreaming of her. And my mom also says like, "Oh yeah, I feel her jump up on my bed like all the time, shit like that." Also, related but not related. My birthday, someone bought me a professional psychic reading, and I did. One of my questions was, "How do I see ghosts more?" She's like, "You already see them in your dreams. Like, just keep like playing with that." And I'm like,
What?
How'd you know? Yeah. So she was like, just like train
Listen,
that
motherfucker,
power.
I want to see it outside of my dream.
No, not get it out.
It's
Yeah. Not good enough.
That's
It's like,
wild.
Just don't fucking. I want,
I want restful sleep for once, please.
So my mom, she's very like religious. Like we are super Christians, and we go to a mega church.
You sound like the next level. Christian.
Mega church.
Am I here?
So stupid. So
Superior.
ghosts and stuff like that. She's always just like, no, that's bad. That's the devil. Da 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 da. But when her dog died, maybe like 5 years ago, it was super hard for her because they had her for like 17 years.
Oh wow.
Same thing. She was just like, Peanut is here. She's like, because I would hear her little like, her little nails, she's a little chihuahua. You would hear little nails, little
Peanut.
And she's like, and she had 3 dogs at the time, so when the other one passed, there was 2 left. She would hear it, and they would follow. Both of them would look at something as if like it's a dog, and then on the bed, and she's like, I legit can see like paw prints, like little, like the indentation of like the bed.
On the
beneath.
bed, yeah.
And she's like, and I knew that, and the dogs didn't bark. She's like, they just kind of like looked at it like, what the hell? Like, how are you here?
I was like, hi,
and then they just kind of like, okay, and they sat down, and
Chilling
it was
with
just a
us.
thing. Yeah. So my mom that's one thing that she definitely was like,
Para-
here.
It's
Venus still
paranormal.
comes through, and I'm like,
It's paranormal.
so I feel you on the whole like cat feeling it or seeing it on the bed, because that's what my mom says too. And I'm
Yeah.
like, for someone who is like, no, religion, she's like, Peanut.
Peanut though.
But peanut.
Yeah.
Peanut is above religion.
Yeah.
I mean,
Still pretty wholesome.
You've
so far.
seen or heard. We've both seen or heard stuff recently at my place too.
Yeah.
Seen? Yes.
I
Heard?
saw like a little gray thing.
I forgot what I heard something.
I heard a lot of things.
No, you and I heard something or saw something and we looked towards the direction and we kind of like made eye contact. You saw that?
I did. It was something for sure I saw, because I remember I was sitting on your floor, and I saw like the knee down of legs. It was like slacks.
Oh.
And I remember
Fancy
like just like the
I'm like-
bend, like the bending of a knee as if somebody were to be turning or pivoting. And I went, because I was on the floor and it
Yeah.
was like right here, so like as I'm sitting, this would be knee level, right? So I was like, oh.
Just me freezing.
Yeah, I saw you do that. I
And I was
was
like, oh, there's nobody there. Because usually I'm just so used to like being focused, and then if somebody needs to walk by, I'm like, oh, excuse me, or like
Yeah.
whatever.
Right.
So I was about to move for them. I was like, oh.
Wait, actually, now that you say that, I was in San Francisco, haunted ass city, 2 weeks ago, and so we were checking out of our rooms, and we were waiting for the old elevator to come up. But I was just like looking down the staircase just to see how far it was, and then I felt a presence. Like I legit thought it was someone from the upper floor coming downstairs, and I was gonna like I just moved to make room for them, but I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
wait, no one's there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely. That's how you can say like you can confuse them. You can like sense them.
Oh.
There was one night, again, I was like half asleep, and then I started hearing, because like I fell asleep first. I think you and Lauren were both working on something. Like I think Lauren was like just doing like a push pull on like her remote work, and then you were working as usual. And I was like, I'm just gonna go sleep. So I went to sleep, and then about I was like half awake, and I figured you guys were still awake and talking to each other. I was like, okay, they're talking, whatever, just go back to sleep. And then I like moved and felt you next to me. I'm like, oh, they're sleeping. But also, like now that I think about it, the voices are coming from the other direction, from the kitchen. Again, like where I like the same direction where I felt like, where I felt 2 hands on me. I'm just like, okay. Well, when I felt those 2 hands, I didn't feel bad. It didn't feel malicious. It was just there. I was just like, okay, but these, I don't like these vibes. I was like just hearing like whispers. Like there was like a male voice, and then it was like giggling and laughing. And I'm like,
Oh.
and then like, if there are nights where you feel me like just fucking grip your arm, something like that's happening. I'm just like,
No.
There was this
eh.
one night I was working late.
Because you're best. Oh, sorry.
Singer.
Singer.
Sabrina Carpenter. Oh down. But yeah, I was working late and then they just turned off the light because it helps them go to sleep. I prefer sleeping with the lights on because I see things. But just because they needed to go to sleep. I let it, and I was working, and then I thought I saw Lauren, like in a crouching position, and then stand up, and then from the corner of my eye, because Lauren or Max usually like to come up to me and just stand there and scare me.
Just for fun.
We'll just,
Okay.
especially when he's like locked in, like headphones in, just like focused, and then like one of us will just stand there like.
And they're like, what the fuck?
Oh my gosh.
And so I thought that she was about to do that. I saw her go in the corner of my eye. I saw her get up and start walking towards me. I'm like, what the fuck? Nothing's there. Lauren's watching Netflix.
Yeah.
And
We were both still awake.
Yeah. And then Idra had a really huge jump. Like someone was actually there. And then I'm like, I started working again. And then I saw the same thing. Something get up, walk towards me. Like,
You should have done the opposite. You were like, boom.
but then Lauren was like, I'm trying not to scare them, but I'm scared as shit with them, and they're both awake.
Well, I saw you do that. I'm like, sus.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Netflix.
So then I continue working. So I try to like debunk it myself. So I'm like keeping my eye there. So no.
Dear Chat
I
GPT.
just keep working. I look, and then I realize there's fucking dust in my eyelash.
It was just a thing right here.
The plot twist.
Right here. I'm like,
So why are we
Mother-
still trying to do that?
I'm out. I'm out.
That's
Well,
funny.
thanks for joining.
Alright, thanks everyone for watching.
dude, I thought I was relieved, but also disappointed.
You played yourself.
Yeah.
man.
You play yourself,
yourself.
man. What do you think?
The only time, okay, so at work, my office is fairly haunted. There's a lot of things that happen there. If you ask any of the
hospital.
security guards, they will tell you. But for my level, I'm on the second floor. For myself and my team, we've all experienced different things. One, there was a lady that asked me for help, but was not there. So
God.
No.
and just heard say like, "Excuse me," and people used to always get lost on our floor because the main clinic is on the floor above me. So people get lost on the second floor, and they're like, "Where's the clinic at?" And I'm just like, "Clearly, it's not here because there's just desks everywhere."
Is it like,
but,
see a lab coat anywhere?
We cannot take your back.
but seriously,
See
so-
scrubs anywhere?
I'm so used to people being like, "Hello, is anybody working? Where's the clinic?" And I'm always like, "Hi, yeah, it says clinic upstairs. Go up there." So I was on my computer and I heard somebody go, "Excuse me," and I was like, "Yeah," and I turned and I was like,
Oh, no one.
Roll.
"Oh, okay, there's nobody there." So that. Another time too, one of the senior kind of staff there used to always work late, and I'm one of the later people that work, and he works past me. So I used to always be like, "Bro, go home," and we used to always laugh and be like, "Who's gonna stay later? Who's gonna stay later?" So there was one day that there's like typing on the keyboard, and it was like as if you're angrily typing an email, like per my last email, like it was like. And I was like, dang, I'm leaving. It's almost 8 p.m. I was like, and you're still here? I was like, go home. And then I walked over and then it stopped and he was not there. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, you're working late because you're a ghost. So,
Because you're a spirit.
because yes, that's
There
another
you
one.
go.
So that one of my staff, he had like a thermos, like a water bottle, and I was there too when it happened. I just didn't see it, but he goes, "Whoa, whoa," and I was like, "What?" And then I heard, "Doop," but I guess the bottle was like circling, and he was touching me. He's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" Like I didn't touch it, and it's moving, and then it like dropped, flew over, and he was like, "Okay."
Poltergeist.
And then there used to be. Oh no, actually, it's still there. Actually, I haven't heard it. That's interesting. There's a metal cabinet on the other side of my cubicles. So the metal cabinet doors, like they're really thin. So like if you touch them or anything, you can hear them rattle. They're like, right? Yeah. So every day, at least once or twice a day, same time, you would hear it sound like somebody try to open it. It just goes. That's it. Every time. So for the longest, I'd be like, I'm trying to get back. It's locked. You can't get into it. And then I realized there's nobody there until all my other staff would be like, here? And I was like, oh, did you hear the cabinet? They're like, oh, is that you? I'm like, nope, that's the ghost. Until every day they thought I was kidding, and every day they would hear. They're like, oh shit, there it is. Did you hear it? Yeah, I heard that. I'm like, yeah. It's literally been happening for years. Like it's just like a. That's it. Nothing ever happens. But
his collection in there.
I know, right?
It's probably a ghost that like
Wait,
used
he
to
can
work
go
there.
through. Wait, he's
Yeah.
stupid.
Well, that's
Probably used to work
the
there and
story
he's
of
just
my
going through his old routine.
Might just be
Yeah.
a residual.
Stupid.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, like one of the one reliving his memory. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just
That's
like,
true.
stupid. Just go through it. Leave it
No,
alone.
like he's probably like you know how like some people like when they're walking places they're just like they have their hand out so like touching the wall, touching a thing or whatever. Kind of gross, but like I see people do that.
Yeah,
I do that
scary.
sometimes.
I'll be
But
the.
like, it's probably that guy who was just like that ghost when he was alive and like probably worked there would like walk around and like see a cabin and be like ding, ding, and, like just have his own little
I don't like
routine.
No.
Spreading his fucking germs.
Yes.
How dare
His
you?
Fucking his ectoplasm all over the place.
And that's how he died because he contracted something from touching the walls.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He contracted
Yeah.
it.
Plasma all over the carpet.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There was another time I haven't told you guys this. Like Laura would come home from Six Flags, like obviously very late at night, and like you would go out to go meet her like in the car, like most times, and if you're not like super locked into work, and like you'd go meet her in the car, like you guys like hang out and like let her decompress for a little bit, and so I'm like about to go to sleep, and then I started hearing your keyboard clacking again. I'm like, oh, get back. Because like I thought I had like fallen asleep and then like like I don't know how long it was since I've fallen asleep, but I was like it's only been 5 minutes, and I'm like, how are you back? Did she kick you out of the car? What happened? And I'm
Right.
like, oh, you're not here.
You have two boyfriends.
I literally got up, spun the chair around. I'm like, okay, no one's there. I'm just gonna.
We'll wait for Anna
I'm
to
just
come
gonna.
back.
Did you see what it typed? Maybe
No, like I
a
just heard it.
message.
I just heard like his
It's just-
keyboard going.
just,
But when
you
I
bitch.
when I actually looked in that direction, it stopped. So like I looked at the computer, there was nothing happening. I'm like, Ghost better not like they like Premiere was like the screen was like on Premiere. I'm like, better not fucking mess with the fucking
The
edit.
ghost is just like, your color grading sucks.
Behind you. There's a Filipino.
Don't even.
Don't even go
I'm
there.
not even gonna look. It's not there. I'm not even gonna
But
look.
the-
I know. I was like, I didn't even wanna. I'm not even.
The
gonna
biggest
give it-
question is, was it in the home row when it was typing?
Probably, I don't know. But yeah, like I looked in that direction. I'm like, hello. Hello.
Hello.
I'm just gonna put my blanket over my face. I'm not here, and neither are you.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't see you. You can't see me.
Jordan sometimes has he often has a hard time sleeping at the studio. Like at Airbnbs when I visit in Arizona, he's fine, but at the studio, because I usually just leave the lights on, but he often is looking at the same direction at the kitchen, and he's like, just making sure nothing's there, and then he's 12 and he's at the point where like I'll sleep in my own bed, like not like Dad can sleep next to me. Like, because I just one night, I asked him like, "Are you okay? Is there something like, are you scared or something?" Yeah, I'm seeing like scary images in my head.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's like because he's watching creepypasta, or
Yeah, that would do that.
like, all that stuff. But like this, even more recently, he stopped watching it and he just keeps looking at it. Like, yeah. So I'm like, I'm like, okay. I don't know if he's legit seeing it or if it's just his imagination, because he's, he runs
The family.
So I wanted to, like, once he's older, like, all right, cool. Do you see things? Like, all right, yeah, me too. Yeah.
Superpowers.
Father and son activity!
Ghost hunting, baby.
Parental normal.
Because
Hi.
but because I don't want to be like, in the horror movies where like they just discredit the kids, like, oh, it's just your imagination.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It might be real. So yeah, so he sees things. So his mom saw things too. Steph, his mom, like, she would see things as a kid, probably younger than Jordan, 8 or 9, getting ready for school. Her dad would used to drive her mom to work, and she'd be at home alone, at that age, getting ready, 90s. So, she would know someone was home because then she could see the shadow between like her door. She could see a shadow of her dad's home from the outside. As she was getting ready this one time, she saw a shadow under the feet. I could be retelling the story wrong, but she saw a shadow under the door just swinging. Like that. And then when she opened it, there was it was a dead ghost or like someone hanging. Just swinging, at that age, yeah. Yeah.
Oh no.
And then another time, it was her, I think her mom and her grandma all saw it at the same time. They're all talking. They see a figure behind the curtains, like a full, like blown figure, but you just only see the feet. And then her grandma was like, "Leave us alone!" and just smacked the curtain, and it disappeared. And then as soon as her grandma started walking away, something smacks the window, and it's a dead bird.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like wherever they used to live, she's pretty convinced it was haunted.
Well,
Was it
yeah.
I would say
Was
so.
it the same place where the cabinets were suddenly just like thrown open?
No, this is another one.
Oh God.
Another one.
This is the other one. This is another one. Like, yeah, I had Jordan with me. We were out. I had him for the weekend, and she was like, she called me, like, "Are you and Jordan in the house?" Like, no, we're like at my place. We're playing video games. I'm like, oh, because all the cabinet doors in the kitchen are open right now.
Trying to
So-
find that cookie jar.
Some fucking poltergeist ass shit.
Yeah. Oh, because Jordan was much younger when I think say maybe 4 or 5. Where they lived, there was a very long hallway that went into the different rooms. He would run from the bathroom all the way down the hall to the living room because he said he didn't like it because Mr. Nobody was there.
Whoa,
I don't like when they have
kids
names.
Yeah.
give them
So
names.
he was like, and he when he was little too, he'd look
He's talking about that movie.
and then, well,
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. I'm so sorry.
but like he would look and then even at that younger age, like he'd be looking if something was there just to make sure it wasn't gonna come.
You should be like, and who is scaring you now? Nobody. Who is scaring
I do
you
this all the
now?
time.
Nobody.
Why?
Um,
Just why?
I mean, I think I told my story 2 episodes ago, maybe. But the guy, so similar story. My house, when I was a kid, we had a guy that every night he would walk through the hall and through the wall. Every single night. Every single fucking night. And I would
Lives
I
there.
remember literally sitting there going, oh God, here he's I can feel him. And then he would just, an old man, he would just walk through and then walk through the wall. Except for one night, he
There are
walked
Mexicans
through.
in my home.
And then he was like, and he stopped in my doorway, and I was like, because he's never done that before. And he went, and he turned, and I remember I just went, ah, and I like screamed, and I ran to my parents' house, or my parents' room, and they were just like, what are you doing? What's wrong? And I was like, there's a guy, and just like, everyone said, they were like, there's no fucking guy, like, look, there's nobody here, blah, 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 but the whole time, until I was maybe, I want to say in high school, we had moved to a different house, and we were watching a ghost show, and there was like, this parent talking about their kid used to see things, and I was like, that was me, Mom, and she was like, oh yeah, could you see him, or was it just like a scary? And I was like, I could see him. I'll tell you what it looked like. I was like, he was this height, he was this much weight, he kind of dressed like this, he had hair. I was like, I can tell you what he looked like, and she's like, oh, you know, that kind of sounds like Mr. Saliga, and I was like, huh? And she's like, Mr. Saliga. She's like, well, we bought this house from this old lady because her husband died and she sold a house to us. And I was like, and you didn't think that at any point of like, huh, that's weird. We bought the house from a dead guy and maybe you're seeing the dead guy?
Wow.
Like, what
And the
the
dead
heck?
guy's walking around his house?
Yeah, so I was like, that didn't ever make a thing because
No.
random little things would happen too because we had a dog and she was pregnant and my sister, myself, and my cousin, we were supposed to be at the house taking care of her. We were not. We went to go play and ride our bikes. We came home and she gave birth, but she gave birth in the house.
That's
Somehow
weird.
she got in the house. We don't know how she got in the house, but she got in the house. Not only she got in the house, but the cabinets to the blankets were open, and she had the puppies in the blankets and the cabinets. And I'm like, how? Like, how did the dog get in the house? 1, 2. How did they? With her thumbs, was she like,
Where are the blankets?
linens? Here we go. Like, you know,
It's like this
no.
looks like a comfy place to give birth at. Here you go,
Yeah.
baby.
So somehow, and it was the same house, and it's just a Liga. Damn it. But yeah, so that definitely happened.
Exorcism story already, for like on the podcast here. No, you guys haven't heard it, have you? No. No.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Probably not.
No.
Okay. You've heard it.
There's a high likelihood I have not.
Okay.
I've heard it a
Yeah,
couple
I've heard
times.
your lies.
I've heard it every now and then.
I heard that shit.
I've heard it every now and then.
I mean, this one, because this one involves the same person, the same youth minister, but then similar aspects. Oh,
I know, Joey.
oh I'm sorry. We're almost done. This one, apart from my original like exorcism story, because it didn't happen. This one happened to specifically my old youth minister. After he moved to another church. I'm not going to name any names, any of this stuff, because the Archdiocese of Los Angeles, yada yada yada. But
No, don't.
he is also part of the he's also part of the Los Angeles exorcism team.
That's a thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
look that up. Look that up.
but
Fact check.
but this was way back in
This guy.
way back in the 2010s. During a retreat, 6 or 7 kids got, I would say, possessed. Like to
That's
the
it?
point, like so, but it,
Only 6 or
so-
7.
but
Only once.
it was. I'm trying not to like give any details. I don't want people in trouble. So, but this one.
I'm like,
So it was in the middle of a retreat. I don't know if you guys have done like are familiar with Catholic retreats. Those of you guys who are listening, like there's a part after there's like adoration, like there's adoration and praise. Like so, it's like after everything, there's like a part where you're just like kind of just sitting, reflecting on your life, and it's called adoration. During that moment, one of the girls started screaming to the top of her lungs, like and in pain, angry, and they said it spread because this person touched another person, and it started spreading, and then one person started screaming, another person started screaming, another person started screaming, and then what didn't help is because there was a bigger group. Because when I experienced my exorcism story, there was like maybe 10 of us. This one was a group of 30. It was a bigger group of teens. Like it was like they were working with kids.
That's the scariest part.
So
Teens.
yeah, stupid kids. But this one was worse because that at that time smartphones were more common for kids to have. When I experienced it, smartphones were a thing. So this one, the kids started calling their parents. Emily Rose is here. Emily Rose is here.
No.
Yeah, they're talking. Yeah, they're referencing that, and then he had to handle it super quick. I don't remember the details of how he like managed to handle that, but he had to go to each person to expel whatever it was, and then he shared to me that like when he got hired for that church, it was like there's a sort of dark grip on this church, and I don't know what it is yet. And then he was working with it, and there's because this place was kind of well off in terms of the people that go there. So going after all that, going through he actually had to he almost lost his job because of it, because like what is going on here, like demons and all that stuff. After all that, he finds out that specific church was second highest in LA for child abuse.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So So there's a lot of demons. I always theorized that like because that happens, there's probably some like just because you're well off or it's a good neighborhood doesn't mean your home life is good, or the place you go to is safe. Because if I remember correctly, the previous pastor was the one that was starting it. And then when he got fired,
He got relocated.
or got relocated, or we were fired. Really bad falling out. But the new youth minister was caught trying to videotape the girls in the showers.
Oh,
And then
that he was sexting.
there's another person in that department sexting and texting teenagers. So it was definitely that kind of grip, and it manifested.
Yeah.
So that's like the most details. I mean, I only saw one person before it manifested, and it was scary. Just to like reshare that story, like we were visiting mission churches around LA. Last one was in Solvang. We were doing our thing at the chapel, just praying, and reflecting on the day. Low lit, kind of like this, a little darker, and then to the right was the door, and I hear a it's a wooden door. Someone's trying to pull it, and I think it's one of the priests. They have a key. They'll get in. They'll be fine. Not like go back to praying. And then next thing I know, it's louder, like, "Come here, bitch!" I'm like, I literally thought this priest was a fucking idiot. He locked himself out of his own church. Like,
Can you figure it out?
are you like,
Are you an idiot?
yeah. And then I don't know if it happened the third time, but there was not too far from me, like there was a stained glass of the Virgin Mary. So I see a shadow walk across, and he walks in and just stares there. And it took the form of Donnie Darko, the rabbit thing, and he just stood there. And I'm like, I remember how I was positioned too, because I was like, this similar lighting, it's kind of freaky. And I was just looking, and I look at like everyone else, and like everyone's got such deeper in prayer. I'm like, am I fucking tripping right now? Like, does anyone else see this?
It's been a long day, Kevin.
Is this my imagination? And then my other friend Mark, who also sees things, but like not more like shadows, he's crying, like to my right, and then I feel my friend put his hand on my shoulder, grip it really tight, and he says it to like right here, like, pray harder, because he's here. And then next thing I know, my friend hulks out, like, rah! Starts punching the floor angrily, and I'm like, damn, you're being so rude right now. We're in the middle, we're in the chapel. This is literally my thought.
Oh no!
Shut up.
The audacity!
I'm trying to pray.
Yeah.
I am communicating with God.
But then next thing, because it just came out of nowhere, and this is like a realm I've never been experienced, and my youth minister was like hold him down, something took hold of him. I'm like, I remember like the fear. I'm like, what? And then just like literally like, I guess the quote unquote spiritual warfare like in front of you of like all of demons, and then I had to hold on his whole entire right side. Another friend had to hold on his legs. Another friend just took all my strength just to hold his arm, because he was swinging like, how babies don't know their own strength. Deck the fuck out of you. This guy was fucking going balls to the wall. And then my youth minister was like, "Who are you? Like, what's your name? Why are you here?" And the thing was just like, it was just horrifying, because I was watching it in like right here, just like trying to talk as if like it felt like a movie, but I was like, and to say if we were holding him down here, the monstrance is here, the girls is like, and other people are there. His girlfriend and a couple other people were there. They're crying. It's a horror movie. Like, we have this thing happening of this raw yelling, and the girl's crying, low lit. It's just, yeah. And they're just trying to hold him down. This other part, huh? He's trying to crop.
So,
but that whole time he was like, "Who are you? Get out!" Like trying to get his name, all that whole stuff. Eventually, it felt like an hour, but I'm pretty sure it was short. I don't know. Time felt weird.
Yeah.
During that whole time. So as it eventually got to the point where he wasn't trying to swing, because the whole time, like when I was holding him down, he was like the resistance was like, if we let go, he's gonna get knocked out. So eventually got to the point where he's physically relaxed. He got up and he's like, going through this thing called the monstrance, and then we were telling him like, say Jesus is Lord, say Jesus is Lord, and he was like, and then the first thing I thought of like, fuck, we gotta clean that up.
Yeah. Such a dad. Such a dad.
Throwing tantrums in front of prayer, and now you're throwing him on the fucking floor.
Yeah, because
Clean
I'm like, fuck, we gotta clean the
Such
yak
a
up,
dad.
dude. Because I'm like, and then I looked, there was nothing there. I'm like, oh, and whatever was like that was taking hold of him, I guess he just vomited it out. But part of me like wonders if I had like actually like, if I had filmed it, I would like an actual like psychiatrist, psychologist to take a look at it, because it could have been like an episode. That because I like to see the potential of that aside from just seeing like, oh, it's this. Mm-hmm. But because I mean I still do believe demons can manifest, but not exactly the spiritual kind, but like our own demons of like our choices or trauma. So
Yeah. Bless you.
I can't stand you right now.
we were in the previous podcast. We were saying that Jesus was the original.
Oh yeah,
He was the original mutant, and he was the original mystic arts.
Yep, that's TT.
Yeah,
That's what we do.
So instead of this, it was really supposed to be this.
yeah.
What's supposed to be?
No, they got it wrong. He was like, it's supposed to be this, but you fucked it up. It's like how you fucked up Easter.
A rabbit can't fucking lay egg.
No, rabbit doesn't lay eggs.
Where did you get this idea?
Edit that part.
The religious followers are gonna be like, blasphemous on all of you.
Blast.
I was saying earlier too, like if God created humor, I'm pretty sure he can take a joke.
You can. He created
One of
something.
these a conservative.
I mean, look
He
at
created. Let's see about that. He let Donald Trump
look at the
live.
team he has.
What? That's a big ass joke.
Oh,
That's intense.
Anything else?
Annie, do you
Mine's
have
not.
anything?
Yeah. Like I have a couple. So I feel. Okay. Like I said, right? Like I could feel like things happening. I feel like there's one in this house, but I don't think that they.
He's chilling.
I know. I don't think that they're
Not twice.
like what's the word that I'm malicious or anything. There's no like bad energy. They just like exist.
They're just chilling.
Yeah, and I think they're less now. Like it was, I felt it a lot when we first got the house, and then I felt like it was confirmed when we got the dog. Because then Joey would like bark at random times, and I was like, oh,
There we go.
all right,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
He's been.
Yeah, which is funny though, because my husband does not agree with that. He's like, I think it's a thing.
It's just a dog thing.
Yeah. But over time, like things have happened. So this one time, I was in Pennsylvania. I was with my drum corps. I was on their admin staff, and there's just a bunch of like things that we have to do. Like basically, we pick up all of the pieces that other people can't do. And it had rained in Pennsylvania, and the school. We sleep at schools. Like we take over their gym, and like all the members have air mattresses and stuff, and we just kind of like move in. So it's a really interesting setup. But we need like a large field or like a practice football field or something so that the drum corps can rehearse. This particular school is across the street from a cemetery. We're in Pennsylvania.
Sounds about
Yes.
East Coast.
And Warsham, Pennsylvania.
I
And we're in
know.
Pennsylvania. Yeah, and so it's one of those like, you know that there are people buried there from a long, long time ago, right? So it had rained, and one of our carts, we had like a little golf cart, it got stuck on a slope, and it was like muddy. There was no getting it out at that time. So we just waited until the rain stopped, and it was probably maybe like 2:30 in the morning at this time. The members had gone to bed, and the admin team and are like, we gotta go get the cart. Like we can't just leave it there. It's supposed to torrential downpour in the morning. Like we can't. It's gonna get worse. Like okay, so we're down and we're pulling whatever, and there's 4 of us, and so we've got to the point where we're trying to push the carts up, and then we see something probably like 60 yards away, and we think it's just some kid. Like one of the student members is up, they're just roaming around, like word's gotten out that there's a cemetery across the street, everybody's all fascinated, like, oh, we're gonna go in the middle of the night. And so we're just like, or like, oh, it's just a student. So then my friend gets her flashlight and she shines it all the way across, and it's a decent flashlight. It cuts straight through, and we all see the thing, and we're looking, expecting for it to be a member, and then it disappears. And we're just standing there. We're like, right. And my one other friend is like, we all saw this. Yes, we all saw this. And we're like, yes, we did. And then all of a sudden, maybe we got that superhuman strength. We pushed that cart out of the mud.
That's that adrenaline.
That's fear.
Yeah,
That's fear. That's fight or flight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we left that shit there and we ran inside. We're like, nope, we're done. We're done for the night being
It's
inside.
worse. Like it's one thing for you for one.
Yes,
It's another thing like, oh, we all saw.
There's
We
there's
all-
confirmation.
all of us. We still talk about that story. Yeah, I think when you were talking about your work being haunted, the place that I used to work, I feel like it's haunted. Like there'd be like little things where like I'd sit in my chair and I'd like have like my legs crisscross applesauce, and it's a wheelie chair, right? And then all of a sudden I would just start like moving to the side. I'm like, nope, I need to sit this way because that's what's ergonomically correct. I'm like, nope.
Ergonomically correct.
My computer's this way.
So there's that. I think somebody died there or something. That's like the urban legend. And then I stopped believing that was a thing for a minute, and I stayed late one day. And across from my office is a glass window into like another office, and there's blinds. They're really long, like the clanky ones, that like the plasticky ones.
Yeah.
The air was not on in the building, and yet the things were moving.
Oh man.
I saw that and I was like, it's time for me to go.
Yeah. I'm gonna go.
But yeah.
My older brother is a gigantic scaredy cat. Here's the thing. He gets, like, he's afraid of things that he hasn't even seen or experienced or felt. Like, he's just scared that it might happen to him. So he's just like, he's one of those that, like, you know, like, he doesn't do horror movies because they're scary. But, like, at least you experience things. Like, you kind of have, like, oh, shit, that's happened to me. Like, I don't want to be reminded of it. Like, he's just scared of a lot of things. So when we were, my family and I went up to Boston, and then we also, like, stopped at Salem. Where we parked was a cemetery, and there was they would do tours like around the cemetery in Salem, and there was someone who was in like Civil War garb, like who was working there, and then my brother would be like, you guys see that guy, right? You guys see that guy, right? And I was like, yes, no, that's an actual dude. We said hello, and he said he asked if we needed help. We said no, thank you, and he was a solid person. It was fine. But what I didn't tell my family was that I may have seen something from like in the corner of my eye that was like a white glow. I just chalked it up to someone's car, but like I did not feel correct. But I chose to ignore it because I'm like, I'm in Salem. I am home, bitches.
You should have played along, but I'm like, what guy?
I did. I did that. Well, that was the second time we were up in New England. Like the first time we were up in Salem, there was like a couple girls that were like dressed up as like witches, like they're in Salem, like we're home, and like me. And my brother was like, "You see that girl?" I'm like, "What girl? What are you talking about?" And then my parents played along. The one time we were all in agreement. Like, what are you talking about?
Poor guy.
Like, what? Like, we're kidding. Yeah, we see them. They're people.
Poor guy.
Then it's just me in a wig going, come, it's a take the
That'd be funny if you actually did that as a bit and everyone.
It's like, I was like, I may have seen something in Salem, like our second time there, but like definitely that first time we went and like, you guys see that, right? I'm like, what are you talking about?
You should have been like, what are you talking about? Dun, dun.
It's close to midnight.
Break out.
All of a sudden, my mom knows how to dance.
That would be
true
something.
fear.
I'm like,
Now
oh
I'm
shit,
scared.
what's wrong with you?
Fear.
You don't have moves like that.
I'm like, Mom, you clap on the 1 and 3.
I see things in the corner of my eye a lot. And the thing is, I know something's in there in the room when I feel dread.
Yeah.
Like right now. You.
Hi.
This one's got
I guess so. Go. I already talked.
Talk yet.
Yeah.
Spillers.
Yeah, it's
already
spillers.
started.
No, spillers.
Go.
He just
I will
Yeah,
punch
I was
you,
just, I was just
spillers.
adding to the
Oh,
whole,
yeah.
like that's
Finish your comment.
Yeah.
I just did.
Comment is
Oh.
finished.
Go.
Hi.
So I have two that I'm recollecting. Well, one is actually. So I have two. One's actually extremely recent because I just moved. So first one was when I was a kid. I remember I wasn't sure what was going on, but like it was like super clear in my room, and I remember seeing this like this figure with like maggots coming out.
Wow.
like,
Nightmare fucking scenario.
But I think yeah, that's the thing. That's why I remember it still because it was super descriptive, and I remember I would always stand in a certain corner, and I remember I would always tell my mom like I would just point, and she was just
That's
like,
what the dog's barking at. The fuck?
no, that's not it. No, but like my mom, because my family actually has a spiritual church, so we're technically quote unquote connected. Not sure, but my mom is a believer in that kind of stuff, like energy, good energy, bad energy. So she's like you when you say you sleep with the lights on. It actually makes a lot of sense because my sister's the same way. She sleeps with all her lights on. I can't stand it.
Same.
But
Turn that shit off.
I do get it though. I do get it. Naturally, when I'm with a light, it does feel
Ghosts.
safer.
I don't care.
Yeah, like for me, it's like I feel risky today. Lights off.
Ooh.
But yeah, she would always move me to the other room, and I would always sleep there every time I would see it. So it was an ongoing thing. So something with that room specifically. I've noticed. Recently, I just moved, and when I was trouble sleeping, like I had trouble sleeping for the first couple weeks, and then I realized it would always be this corner, right here, right here. Something was staring at me. Did not like that I was there. At that time, it looked like just like a black figure. So just okay, whatever. After the second week, I was getting tired of like, dude, if you're gonna fucking haunt me, just fucking haunt me. At this point, I wasn't egging on like that, but I was
You're
more of
just
like
provoking
It's just-
it.
no,
Yeah.
but that was my thought process. Was more of like, dude, I'm getting tired of this. I
Do your
want to
worst.
fucking sleep. So I literally
Honestly.
I literally just kind of whispered, it's like, yo, if you just like, I'm sleeping in this room whether you like it or not. Like, I'm passing through. I'm not gonna be here. Just chill. Like I literally just kind of whispered that. Maybe not those exact words, but I whispered it out, right? So then I noticed ever since I said that, it's starting to get closer to me. But it's not. But I'll say this: it doesn't feel negative, which is very strange. And I remember there was recently actually, I sleep on the right side, it's more comfortable.
Mhm.
It was one night, and I remember I just randomly woke up, pushed to the side, moved here, felt arm, I'm like, whatever. It's probably just me, sleep paralysis, right? Woke up, I saw my blanket, ooh, like that, like someone moved the blanket.
To put on you?
No, to like the blanket. So I don't sleep with blankets on. I have like this little thing. The blanket was just like perfectly folded.
The junior look.
Like yeah, it was like trying to get comfortable. So it's like I didn't like that, so I moved it.
That's cool.
Okay.
Oh,
So
like,
there's I have a ghost name. I have a ghost.
a ghost co-sleeper.
You guys
sleeper.
spoon? You guys
But it doesn't.
spoon?
But honestly, it doesn't feel malicious. I think it just didn't like me at first because it was just like, who the fuck is this kid? But
This fucking guy.
But I think once I laid the boundary, I lay down the law like a man. Just boom. Hey,
In reality,
listen.
in reality, he's probably like, if you're just gonna do it, just do it already.
Hey, I am B-boy superior. You can't do this to me.
I'm gonna battle a ghost. Battle a ghost.
No, but in all honestly, like it doesn't feel malicious at all. It looks like it just needed to like warm up in a weird way. I'm a firm believer that like there is negative and positive, but like when they're just chilling, they're just chilling. They're not gonna do anything. Yeah, it's scary at first, but maybe it's just I'm like, I don't know. But for me, it's just I don't see it. That's why I'm like super nonchalant with a lot of like ghost shit.
Yeah.
If stuff starts happening, yeah, you're gonna see me shut the fuck up. But if it's just like
Yeah, like,
if there's
Yeah.
something right here, you're just chilling. It's like okay, he's just knowing the story. He's probably
By
bored.
my sage.
Have you
Oh,
seen-
right, by
My
your
sage,
sage.
my
Yeah,
sage
yeah.
is
Have you
up
guys seen that?
oh shit.
Have you guys seen that skit of the what are you playing with my hair? Have you seen that skit of like the guy that was just like ghosts when they're trying to sleep, and it's like ghost hunters in there like, ghost, speak to me, ghost, shut up! Oh my god, you heard something, say it, just keep saying it. That's shut up. That's generally what I think
It's
ghost people
2 a.m.
Well, yeah, like
Genuinely.
Maybe
no, like
they're
they were
wrong
people
about
too. Like I know that like some
Yeah.
ghost shows that they'll be at like a tragic house or like they'll be in a house or something like, oh, something tragic happened here, and they'll be like, so and so so sorry this happened to you. Anyway, do you have any words to say? Like, it's like, do you want to talk about your trauma? It's like, no. Like,
Shut the fuck up.
do you go up to someone and be like, hey,
You're
like,
not my shrink.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's That's why I feel like I don't know. I'm not one. I am still religious. So for me,
gay.
yeah.
No, that's just California. Sorry. Go for it.
So for me, I always say I'm protected by God. I'm protected by Jesus. You can't hurt me. Like, stay away. Or if it's bad, or I'll say I'm protected. Like only positive energy or positive spirits can be like that around. You know, I'm just kind of like make a statement, and I'll say it out loud too. I'm like,
I do that too.
no,
I'm protected.
just
I'm
letting
fine.
you know, I'm protected. This house is protected. Anyone who's in this apartment is protected. Blah, 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 blah.
Pretty sure it's Joey.
Yeah.
No,
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Right. Okay.
And then our Joey shows up like,
So
Hey,
yeah,
guys.
that's what I always do because I feel like I don't know. For me, I feel like it does help. I don't know that personally. If all my years, I feel like it does help when I say out loud of like no, because there's definitely things where
You're
you
giving
can
consent.
hear.
You're letting its consent known and be known.
Yeah, I'm
You
giving
don't wanna be
boundaries,
touched.
bro. This is
That's
my
nice.
boundary here. You can't.
don't
It's
tase me, bro.
It's important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's I think people understand like a lot of like spirits. They think that's like super scary, but I think they're just lost souls, or they're here trying to find a purpose for them to leave,
Yeah.
kind of deal.
There was something I heard recently. It was at the sauna at the gym, and people were talking about like spiritual.
He's all goes to the
He's
sauna.
casually in a
It was just
sauna.
a naked white man.
He's like,
Dude.
Yeah.
Some dude.
Just a ghost.
completely
Just a dude.
irrelevant information.
this white dude in the corner. You want to hear a ghost story?
And he's sitting on a towel,
I'll
butt
show you a
naked.
I want to see you ghost.
You want to see ghosts?
And it was like they were talking about spirituality. They're saying like someone's friend recently passed away,
Oh.
and then he was sharing like how some people don't see a spirit versus how some people in the family see a spirit.
Right.
And they were saying that if they don't see the other person who seemed like a sage or something, like you were saying, if other people don't see a spirit, it's probably because your business is done with him. There's nothing else. But if other people are still seeing him, there's something with you that wasn't complete.
There's something connected.
So yeah,
That's it.
so
That's pretty
that
interesting.
which I thought was like a completely different way of seeing it, because usually sometimes people see it as like, oh, like they're watching over you, but I think it's an interesting perspective on like if you see like an old spirit.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, for me, it's weird because I think I said this a couple episodes ago. But my great grandpa died 15 years before I was born, and my uncle died 7 years before I was born. And the longest time I thought I was crazy because I would talk about them all the time. I'd be like, Uncle Johnny said blah 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 blah, or Grandpa Vincent said blah 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 blah. And they're just like, Grandpa Vincent. I'm like, yeah. As a kid, kids are very like matter of fact. They're just like, yeah, because da 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 da.
Like,
you know,
obviously,
and they're
yeah.
just
Yeah.
like, I don't think so. I'm like, yeah. So then they'd be like, well, what do they look like? And I would describe them to the T. And my uncle was my mom's and my dad's best friend. It was my blood aunt's husband. So my dad, my mom, and then those two were always together. So I feel like that's why he was always around, because I was like their best friend. So he would just like come say hi to me. And I'd be like, hi, good job. He's actually, there's a freeway dedicated to him. He's a CHP. He did the job.
Aww.
It's right
The 57?
on
No.
the 210.
210?
They're going towards the 2? Like,
His name's Johnny Martinez. So yeah, you can see he's got a whole
What?
thing.
The Californians. Oh yeah, you go down the
Yeah.
I hate this. I'm sorry. I hate it. Sorry. It's like
the 101. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, so him and then my grandpa. I forgot my great grandpa. But I think that I might have said this last time, but the scariest thing that my family was like, oh shit, or we should get rid of this kid, was my aunt was grieving when he passed, and she used to always get his uniform ready and get all this stuff.
Right.
So after he passed, she would get his stuff and put it on the bed for a while, just kind of like And my mom would stay with her until one day he told me to tell them, and mind you, I didn't know. He told me to tell them to put the clothes away. And they were like, what? And I was like, I don't know. Uncle Johnny said put the clothes away or something. Like, it's fine. I don't know. And they were just like, what? Who said it? And I was just like, I don't know, why is everybody crying? Like, he just said, like, he just said,
Bitch, why you
put
crying?
the clothes away. And then they were kind of like, oh shit, because, you know, like the old school cops, they had like the keys on the belt. So they would hear his keys sometimes going up the stairs. So my mom would be like, wait, he just passed. And then with the secondary me saying, yeah, he said put the clothes away, they kind of started freaking out. And they were just like, okay. And they legit, my mom was like, not even trying to be funny, like, we thought you were crazy. Like, the family was like, what do we do with this kid? Like, it's so weird. Like, why does he, I don't know. But I'm like, I like how you guys thought I was crazy instead of like, oh
Connecting
my
the
god,
dots.
how did he
Oh
know?
my god, let's,
You know,
let's
like,
put his uniform
there was
away.
never like, why am I always a bad person? But they viewed me as like the crazy person.
He probably wanted them to move
I
on.
find it interesting, like if someone's religious, they to completely deny the other aspect.
Of spirituality.
Yeah, they pick and choose.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like, no, it comes with the territory. Like,
What do Scientologists believe?
Oh my god.
No.
All right,
Next
thank you for watching. Thank you for watching our Halloween
As a
episode.
pro science, I don't even know what they call
Stop,
themselves.
stop.
Other than like I've seen doors slam when no windows were open, but you know we've had experiences like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I hate that everyone's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that like when you see people who pass in your dreams, like I feel like that they're trying to talk to you. Like I felt like that with my grandma because the day before she passed, I was supposed to go see her. She was living in a care facility in Woodland Hills at the time, and I got wrapped up in my day and I didn't get to go see her. And then the next morning she passed. I woke up, by the way, like I had an alarm, but I woke up naturally at the exact time that she passed. That next morning. Yeah, so like I felt it. So for the longest time, I felt super guilty not seeing her the day before she died because I hadn't seen her at that point for like a couple of weeks, and I lived with her. She helped raise me like when my parents were working, right? She was in our house, and so then I had a dream. I was sleeping on this couch, and it was during the day, and I had this dream that I got to show my grandmother's house, and I was like, this is our house, and this is our dog, and da da da. And she told me, she was like, I'm so proud of you. And I was like, and I woke up bawling, and my husband was at this desk. He was like on a work call with his headphones in, and he like took everything off and came over. He's like, what's wrong? And I was like hyperventilating. Like it felt like it felt so real, but just to hear her say that, she hasn't visited me.
I think it was probably just like a release too. It was just
Yeah.
like all that guilt, and then it just all of a sudden, you know.
So overwhelming.
As cheesy as that
that's so
sounds.
awesome.
My
I feel that.
sorry, my grandpa, he did that apparently to my great uncle, so his brother, came to him in a dream. My grandpa had luggages, and he was like rushing out of the house, but imagine he was kind of bedridden at the time when he was sick. And he had luggages, and it was like, hey, I'm leaving. And my uncle's like, wait, where are you going? You gotta say bye to everybody. He's like, no, like I gotta go like right now. Like tell everybody I said bye. And the next morning he passed. Like, so my uncle had called us and said like, hey, I know you called us to let us know that he did pass, but like he came to me last night and had luggages in the dream, and it was in his house. When everybody hangs out at the grandma's house, so everybody was there and. In the dream, at least, and he was just like, "Hey, bye," and he was just like, "You gotta tell everybody else I said bye." So he was like, "I just wanted you guys to know that your grandpa said bye to me before, and to tell you guys that he was saying bye." Because we were like, "What the heck?" So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, mine is a little funny. So a year ago, one of my childhood best friends, her dad passed away, and she lives, like in Alaska, very far from here, and I haven't seen her since because she's really busy and stuff, and I haven't talked to her at that time. And I was like crying for her. I was like, man, I feel so sorry for her. And her dad was a hilarious guy, and so I remember like 2 weeks later, I was just like really just thinking about her. I was like, I hope you're doing okay. And then before I went to sleep, I was like in like with full intention. I was like, I hope to like see her in my dreams or see her dad or just like check on, because I have core memories of him picking us up from school, And then that night, I have a dream. And so I had 2 dreams like this where I'm with her and her dad's there and she's kind of sad, like, I miss my dad. I'm like, he's right there. Like, you can't see him? And she's like, no. I'm like, well, I can see him. And I'm like, hey, so like, are we doing good? Like, are we on the right life path? And he's like, you know. And like, that's some shit he would do. He's like,
Trolling you.
yeah. Yeah. So he didn't say anything, but I'm just like, no, your dad's just like kicking it over here. Like, he's fine.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dang, that's
Yeah.
crazy. That is kind of like, you know, nice to get a message. Like you're kind of on the right
Yeah.
path. Like how we say like with deja vu is like it means you're just on the right path. And then just I don't know.
I thought it was just annoying.
Aw, really?
Fucking hell! I guess I.
Oh, so where did I fuck up before I had to respawn?
I know, right?
Son of a
I just
bitch.
respawned again. Damn it.
Like, I'm back.
The NPC.
Oh, no. Well,
Alright.
I think that's it for this year's Halloween episode of Throwing Tantrums. If you have any scary stories, put down a comment. Like right there.
And we'll
Right
read
there.
it next time.
We will read it.
Read it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We will
That'd
read
be
it.
nice to read too.
And we'll
'cause-
give you a rating. We'll make a tier list of what we
Yes!
think is the best and the worst.
And then we'll send you a ghost in the mail.
We'll follow you.
Wow.
Free ghosts.
Don't,
We
don't
will-
comment. That's a
then-
lot of work. for
Right?
us.
Then also comment like the last time you were ghosted when you were dating someone.
We'll send
And we'll
mine.
tell you why.
So it was back in 2011. I told this guy I don't
All
get.
right. Thank you
We'll
so much.
send
for-
my neighborhood ghost to you.
Okay, to you.